You see the world. You touch it, feel it, taste it. It seems like reality is right there in front of you, doesn't it? Everything you see, hear, and experience appears to be the truth, just as it is. But what if I told you that what you think is the truth is really just your mind's version of the truth? Today we're going to explore a powerful idea. The map is not the territory. This is not just some philosophical notion. It's something that, when you truly grasp it, you can change the way you see yourself, others, and the world. Imagine for a moment that you're holding a map. That map represents how you see reality. But here's the catch. It's not the actual land, not the territory itself. It's just a representation, a sketch, a copy of reality, designed to help you navigate it. But is it the same thing as the land it shows? No. In fact, it's not even close. Let's begin with a story. Once in a village, a group of blind men heard that an elephant had been brought into town. Naturally, they were curious to understand what this magnificent creature was like. They asked to touch it, eager to grasp the essence of the animal. The first blind man, feeling the broadside, said, "Ah, I understand. The elephant is like a wall, flat, wide, and solid." The second, touching the tusk, disagreed. No, the elephant is sharp and long, like a spear." The third, who felt the trunk, laughed. "You're both mistaken. The elephant is like a thick, twisting snake." The fourth man, gripping the leg of the elephant, said, "You've got it all wrong. The elephant is like a tree, tall, solid, and rooted in the ground." The fifth, feeling the tail, grumbled, "I'm not sure what you all are talking about. The elephant is like a rope, thin and flexible." So there they stood, each blind man convinced that his perception was the whole truth. They argued and disagreed. But the village elder, observing them, approached with wisdom. He said, "You each have touched part of the elephant, but none of you has experienced the whole elephant. You are each describing only one part, yet you believe it to be the whole truth." And so the blind men learned that what they thought was true wasn't the full picture. Each of their beliefs about the elephant was incomplete. They could only perceive a small part of it, not the entire creature. Now, think about this. The elephant is reality, the territory, and the blind men are like us, each trying to understand the world around us. The map we create in our minds is our personal perception of reality, shaped by our experiences, culture, beliefs, and even the language we use. But just like the blind men's perception of the elephant, our maps of the world are incomplete. You and I don't experience the world directly. We experience it through our maps, mental constructs that filter and shape what we see, hear, and feel. Your map might tell you the world is a certain way, that people are this way or that, or that certain situations are threatening or comforting. But does that mean the map is the territory? Is the way you see things really how things are? If you were to be honest with yourself, you'd admit that your mental map is not reality itself. It's simply your mind's interpretation of it. So when you think about a difficult situation, how often do you find that you've made judgments based on limited information? You might tell yourself, "This person's rude," or "this situation is hopeless." But are you seeing the whole picture, or just part of it? And what if, by shifting your perspectives, you could see things differently? What if, instead of believing your map is reality, you saw it for what it is? A tool that helps you navigate, but doesn't fully capture the vastness of life itself. Now here's the really exciting part. You have the power to update your map. If you don't like the way you see things, If you're constantly telling yourself that life is difficult or people are always unkind, you can change it. Your mental map isn't set in stone. It's fluid, adaptable, and yours to adjust. Think about it. What would happen if you stopped holding on to old beliefs about the way the world works? What if you allowed yourself to entertain the possibility that there's more to any situation that you might initially see? This isn't about denying reality. It's about recognizing that your version of reality is just one interpretation. It's about realizing that there are countless ways to look at any given situation, and many of them could be far more empowering and enriching than the one you've been carrying around. Now, let me ask you this. When you step into any conversation, challenge, or even a disagreement, how often do you assume that your map is the only correct one? How often do you get caught in the trap of thinking that the way you see things is the way they must be? What would happen if you allowed yourself to question your assumptions and consider that the other person might be seeing things from a completely different perspective? Consider this. What would happen to your relationships, your work, and your life if you realized that the territory is vast and no one person, not even yourself, has a map that captures it all? What if the secret to greater peace, connection, and understanding lies in realizing that everyone, including you, is simply working from their own mental map of the world? Here's the challenge. I want you to examine your own map. Are you holding on to outdated beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that are no longer serving you? If so, why not let go of them? What would it be like to create a new, more empowering map that better aligns with the life you want to live? The truth is, as long as you hold tightly to the belief that your map is the territory, you'll remain confined by it. But when you understand that the map is not the territory, you open yourself up to a world of infinite possibilities. So what is your next step? What is one small change you can make to update your map today? Remember, the world is vast and your mental map, while helpful, is just one way to navigate it. Start by being curious, open, and willing to question your assumptions. You might be surprised at what new perspectives you can discover. Perspectives that could lead you to deeper understandings, more joy, and greater connection in your life. Let your map be just that, a guide, not the truth itself. And step into a world with a sense of freedom, knowing that your journey is one of constant exploration, learning, and growth. That's the power of recognizing the map is not the territory.